Welcome again to some of our shooting sessions here with shooting with Dr. Jim. I have two rifles here today that are, one of them is a Winchester, basically model 90. It is a 22 short, long, and long rifle. And the other one, this is a Rossi. I bought this about 45 years ago or so, and I've been very happy with it. And on top of it, it says 22 short, long, and long rifle. Now, you can hardly find 22 shorts today. You can find them in the CB cartridges. But the 22 short, long, and long rifle, actually, what was, you could load about 20 some odd shells in this gun in 22 shorts. The 22 shorts you get today, most of them are low velocity, very low velocity. But in the early times, they were high velocity, and I'll show them to you. I have to adjust this stand here before it takes off. Here are 22 CBs. These are 22 shorts, except that they are low velocity. Now you can load a lot of them in one of these guns. But when you shoot the 22 shorts or longs, the chamber is chambered for a 22 long rifle. So when you shoot a short or a long in it, the bullet goes off behind where the rifling begins. And so therefore you got to take a real good wire brush, copper wire or something, and clean that out, because it will get to where you can't shoot a long rifle in it later on. A lot of times I shoot 22 shorts around here, but these are low velocity. High speed 22 shorts. These are probably 60 years old, this box of shells here, and they shot for a mile. So you could load a lot of bullets, and you shot forever then when you loaded up the bullets with the 22 shorts. And longs were a little bit shorter, but there were pistols that were made. There were semi-automatic pistols made for 22 short, and some of them were specifically made for 22 long. I don't have any 22 longs. I haven't seen any for many years. I had a pistol, a Sterling pistol that was very good pistol. Shot like a big pistol, basically. Like a long barrel pistol. It was only like a 2-inch barrel, but it was fantastic, but I couldn't find any. It was 22 long. And I had to cut the long rifles off and kind of smooth out and round off the end of it after I cut them off, because I couldn't find any shells for the thing. Well, anyway, you can still buy 22 shorts in the CBs, but the high velocity is not as easy to find. What we're going to shoot today is the 22, the Golden Bullet, the 22 long rifles, Remingtons. They are very good. By the way, if you buy, now I know it's a lot harder now than it was before, but if you buy like Japanese, Chinese ammunition and stuff, some of those manufacturers don't warranty their shells. Winchester and Remington, especially Winchester. Winchester was always very, very good. I had a friend of mine, his daughter, Greg Powers actually, Powers Firearms Training. His daughter had a 22 short pistol, semi-automatic, and the ammunition blew up in her gun blew up in her hand. That happens. And anyway, the Colt bought, or the Winchester bought them a new pistol. And anyway, those little 22 shorts were powerful, especially the hollow points. They were just smaller, and you could get more bullets in a gun, especially a tubular magazine. We're going to show that to you in a few moments. Now again, I'm going to show you the, this is the Winchester. This is the one that they make all the copies out of. This rifle, Marilyn brought it to me and gave it to me for my birthday probably 24 years ago or something like that. And my friend had it, Gary Rubin, and she bought it from him. And it's a Winchester. The front forestock here is a little wider and smoother than the other. The sights are a little more precision. This has a bead on it, and the rear side, of course, it's leaf. And of course, now there's the safety on these guns, like that. This gun is break down, so you can break it down and take the rifle apart and clean it a little bit easier. Usually when you clean a gun, you clean it from the chamber forwards, not other way around. If you've got a gun that you can take apart to do that, it's okay. Model 12 Winchesters, Model 42 Winchesters, the different Winchester rifles. I've got 2 takedown Winchesters in there. Both of them, you can take them apart and clean them from the bore out. One of them is a Model 94 and one of them is 1886. So anyway, this is a real good walnut. I have nothing bad to say about that Rossi. I've shot it a million times. I carried it in my car, in the gun rack when I was wood hunting or wood cutting. I had a firewood business. I was in the mountains every day, and I carried that with me. The wild dogs up in the mountains, in the Greenhorn Mountains in California, were the most dangerous animals there. Now we'll be shooting these 5 times a piece. Again, I want to show you the Rossi remake of that. By the way, I did some beadwork. I am Native American, and I did some beadwork on this thing. Brass beads, brass tacks, as you can see. The gun, even though it's that old, you can see here on the stock where I had it in the gun rack, it wore it off, and the same thing on the barrel. The barrel's got a shiny place on it where I wore it off. The sight I filed down to make it like a Winchester sight. I put a bead on it. My son and I came up here years ago, and I used to shoot pennies in the air. Sometimes I'd shoot, well, my son said one time I got a roll of pennies and I shot 50 of them without ever missing. With a pistol or a rifle, either one, it didn't matter. I'll throw them up and shoot them. I don't do that much anymore because there's something out here. I mean, even though you see nothing on that side, now and then a car comes down or whatever, or a cow or a wild horse or deer or antelope or something's out there, so I don't want to hurt anything like that, so I don't do that much anymore, except with bird shots. That's the only way I can do it, be safe. Anyway, there's the old remake, Rossi remake, and I tell you, I really love this gun. It's a great gun. You load them right here, and I'll load 5 in here and 5 in the other one. I'll lay that one down and then we'll load this one. 5 more. Now the Winchester is a little more, well, it's got workmanship in it. Let's put it that way. Everything just seems to fit better. Even though the Rossi shoots real good, I'm going to shoot the Rossi first. I have just about shot all the paint off of the targets again out there. So you can see the targets out there. I shot one with a 38-40 Winchester a few days ago in one of the other videos, and it laid that one big one just flat down on the ground. It just knocked it down and it didn't come back up. Some of them that spin will go around, but anyway, we'll shoot here now. And also another thing that I want to tell you that's not really, I'm sure if you go to shooting classes where you're bench rest and all that, But if you don't have hypoglycemia, hyperglycemia or something, if you're going to go to a bench rest match, don't eat until after the match, because your heart beats harder to digest the food, and you can see your heart beating in the scopes as you do that. So if you can not eat before you go do a shooting match like that. I mean, the fast shooting, pistol shooting, where you run and shoot all this kind of stuff, it doesn't matter. But if you're going to do bench rest shooting, every little thing matters, and I used to do that. This thing doesn't seem to be wanting to load. That's unusual. There it went. There we are. Maybe it got so old and rusty inside. I thought I had it cleaned pretty good. Shooting the top little target. That top target is only 2 inches. And this is 25 yards away, but not functioning exactly right today. That seems to be empty now. Now we go to the real Winchester, which works better. I'll shoot at that same small target again. I think I'll shoot at this other target over here. You got to figure out where each one of these guns shoots a little bit different. By the time I'm shooting here, I can't figure it out hardly. Make sure there's nothing in there. Thank you for our little session of shooting here. We got the 22 Model 90 Winchester and the 22 Rossi look-alike, and I hope you enjoyed the little bit of shooting we did here today. And the little advice I give to you, never put your finger on the trigger until you're ready to pull the trigger and on target. Always never point the barrel of a gun at all in any direction other than what you want to destroy. I'll work these guns and show them to you here like that, but they are empty, and I make sure they're empty before I do that. But otherwise you couldn't see the gun. We'll be doing some more videos. Please like and subscribe if you like the video and you want to have more of this. Please do that.